So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another interview of the Chill Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and today I'm joined by the band Saise. They're a modern metalcore band from Athens, Greece, and I have three members of the band here with me, and we're here to talk about the new album that's coming out December the 4th. So, first of all, good morning. How are you guys today?
All good,
Hi,
thank
Hector.
you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to
Very
meet you.
good. Nice to meet you.
Same. So, well, it's good morning for me and Statis, who told me he's in New York. But for the rest of the band, it's afternoon.
Exactly.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. So I listened to the album and I listened to some of the other singles that you have. So this album is your full-length debut record, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about like how you like the history of the band, how you guys got together.
Um, all right. Actually, Saisei was formed back in 2019, at the end of 2019, I think, yeah. From me and Apostolis, which is the other singer of our band. During the pandemic, everyone in home, we were writing a few tracks. Some of them are released later as singles, like Seeking
Mhm.
Sin, Hatsiman. But because we were writing from day to night, we have a few songs, to complete an album, let's say. So after uh, the last single, Tsukuyomi, um, we came with the idea to it's time, to release a full album, and here we are. We have an
Okay.
album that's going to be released on a few weeks, and yeah, it was a great process, but with a few ups and downs here and there.
Yeah. And where are my manners? I should like everyone say who you are and what you do in the band.
Okay, so hi, I'm Stamatis. I'm the one of two guitarists of the band. Yeah.
I'm
I-
Stathis. I do the vocals that are clean, not the screaming ones.
Mm.
Hello, everyone. I'm Nikos. I'm the bassist of Saise.
Okay, awesome. And so I think, you know, I thought that it was very interesting. You know, you guys are from Greece, but there's a lot of themes and, you know, having to do with Japanese culture. When did this like love for this culture come to the band?
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Yeah, start.
you want me to go ahead?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah. One of the previous members of the band, who is not the drummer anymore, he had the idea for the name, and he had certain concepts, in mind about tying some of our first songs to them, like kintsugi's is this art where you stitch, um, you stitch this vase from its, even though it's like been broken together, it's supposed to represent like your past trauma is not really the end. It's basically the basis on which you build something new. And then we have Hachiman, which is like an ancient warrior god. Tsukuyomi is the god of the moon, and so he had these ideas for all these songs that we eventually, even though after that person left the band, we still went through and made it as a sort of concept that all ties in together. And we're not really tied to that anymore. Like our first record has nothing to do with that philosophy or culture in general, but it's still, a part of us and it's there.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. And I saw some of the music videos. I think there's one that I really enjoyed. It's the one that you go funk, where it says
Funk, yeah.
Say
Punk.
goes funk.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool track, and it features Kelly Queen, uh, which I don't know what band he's in, but he really sounds very pop punk. So Tell me a little bit about that track because it's a fun track.
All right. Actually, this track was written before REP, before Kintsugi and Tsukuyomi. And Thanos bring that to our band. And the first time I heard of this track, I was like, okay, you know what? We have to feature Kellen Quinn. Kellen Quinn actually is the singer of Sleeping with Sirens, which is a very big band, let's say, in our scene. So yeah, we sent him an email with our tag, with all the informations, and yeah, the rest is history.
He said yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he could
He
have been
more
like,
he
"How dare you write to me?"
No, actually, he was a very good guy. I mean, yeah.
he more than said yes. He agreed to do like a short video while he was on tour that we featured
Yeah, that's
on
true,
our
actually, yeah.
video. So he was extremely cooperative for some reason.
Well, maybe he liked the track and the music video is cool because it has those like different type of colors. I'll post the link for people to watch that music video because it's a really cool music video. And you guys are wearing some types of mask. Tell me a little bit about the process of making that video.
Okay, actually, that video came from an idea which previous drummer has. Yeah, actually, it's a very simple video. We went to a studio. We recorded separate, let's say, scenes, and yeah, that's it. Nothing more.
The
No
lights.
history. Yeah, no story. Nothing.
Yeah, it was made by this really talented director, Nick Mavromatis, who was an old bandmate of Thanos, our other guitar player. And he just edited it very well. It seems like way more busy and like detailed than it actually, like the shoot actually was. But because Kellen also agreed to shoot you know, his footage, it really ties well together, I think.
Yeah, and it's a cool track because it's like modern metalcore meets pop punk.
Yeah.
Uh, and it really meshes well because the sound of your band is really modern metalcore, with that almost that electronic sound or feeling. So on that note, I would like to know like bands that inspired your playing and the sound that you have with Saisei.
Okay. We draw inspiration from many bands actually, and we don't stick in one genre. Let's say maybe we are a modern metalcore band, but we have EDM influences, emo influences, punk influences. Basically, we don't have any limit, and if I have to say a few bands, that probably be Wild Sleeps, Bring the Horizon, North Lane, maybe, Sleep Token, yeah. But in our day-to-day life, we don't listen only to metal. Personally, I like EDM and techno very much.
Yeah, that's good.
So yeah. So yeah, we have many influences from a lot of genres.
Yeah, that's good. Uh, what about you, Nikos? Like, what stuff made you want to slap the bass?
To be honest, I don't have the same influences, let's say, but the first I can say to make me like love the low end was Tool
Oh,
and Muse. So I really love those bands. I really like the bass lines there. So it was a huge influence for me to pick up the bass because originally I'm a guitarist. So I made that transition very easily just by listening to these bands. So yeah, I think that sums up why I want to play the bass. But
Have
of
you
course,
seen Tool
yeah.
live? Have you seen Tool playing live?
Oh no, unfortunately, no.
I
I
saw
was,
them once, and yeah, their bass player is really good. Yeah,
yeah. I love him. I love him. I mean,
yeah,
one of the greatest of all time.
yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I could tell the type of influences with EDM because it has that sound. Studies uh like what vocalists influence your clean singing.
Yeah, I'm a little older than the other guys. So back then we didn't used to call it clean singing. We didn't have
We just
to.
called it singing.
Yeah. And my I mean I liked metal and stuff, but my main and like singers that I listened to and I was like, oh shit, I really need to do this myself was Jeff Tate from Queensryche
Oof,
and
yeah.
Steve Perry from Journey. And I tried to imitate those guys for like years. Their songs are so stratospheric, they're so difficult to do, but it was really good practice, especially when you're a kid and like you can, really go for it. But like as years passed, the main influences that have still stuck with me today, not so much vocally, but in terms of how I love the vocal lines, and that's kind of the style that I try to do to any music that I get to is first of all Michael Jackson and
Oh
then
wow.
Johnny Craig.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't have like guessed Michael Jackson. So you have a very like interesting vocal influence. Would you guys ever do like a cover song? I know that some bands like there's always like a cover song that can be cool to play live or maybe like break the band. Is there like one song that you guys would go to there like, hey, we should cover this track?
we've already covered The Weeknd's "Pray for Me." I don't know if you heard of that song. It's on the Black
Yes.
Panther soundtrack. Um, it's like actually one of our first videos, like self-made videos. I don't know if we have plans to do that again, but that vocal style is kind of similar to what I'm telling you about.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I know The Weekend. Yeah. And I saw that movie. So yeah, that's a cool thing. I have to watch the video. So this album has I believe it's 8 tracks, and it goes through different type of styles. I really enjoy FEFMLT, which is short for Don't Fuck Me Like That. Which it reminded me there's a Cedar song called FM, like it was Fuck Me Like You Hate Me. So but this one's like, no, this one's like do not do me like that, and people, it doesn't sound like Cedar. So tell me a little bit about that track and who screwed you over.
Yeah,
um, yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Actually, I don't have any input to this track because this track was written by Thanos. So yeah, go ahead, Status.
Wow, thanks for your contribution to this question.
Thank you for
uh,
participating. Yeah.
yeah. So this is a track where like the previous conversation makes a lot of sense because I go full on pop mode. Like I've never thought like in general, oh, this is like a metalcore song. I need to sing like metalcore dudes because I don't even know how to do that. So it's straight up like my alley. It's like Michael Jackson-y, Johnny Craig type of vocal lines. And to be honest, there's not really a person that it's about. It's like in general about feeling betrayed in a relationship that doesn't have to be a romantic nature. It can be like a friendship gone wrong, basically a person that screws you over, or is like toxic towards you, you know, stuff like that. I think everyone can relate.
I think so too. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so the album, it's a pretty like uh fast-paced record. I also enjoyed, Impetus, Better Alone, Swan. It's a cool record, and I like the guitar tone to it. Tell me a little bit about the recording process that you guys had for this record.
Okay, all the guitars and basses in that record was written basically in my room. Nowadays every musician has the basic equipment to record those things. So apart from drums and vocals, other instrument was done in a bedroom, let's say. Now, regarding the drums and the vocals, of course, we went to a studio to make the recordings. There was a few difficulties for drums, especially because we had to record, I think, 2 or 3 times, maybe 3 times from the beginning, because we wanted to have the best,
Natural tones.
yeah, exactly. So yeah.
No, yeah, and I think it's cool that nowadays people can record stuff in their bedroom and they have the equipment to make it sound good. So yeah, it sounds pretty well. And I know that you guys almost self-produce this yourself because I'm looking at the credits and it's all your name.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. Basically, Thanos and me produce every track, I think. Of course, we have the input from the rest of the team, the other members, but yeah, we don't have any external, let's say, producer to that record.
Yeah. So so the how long did it take you guys to hone in and work on these tracks?
Okay, as I said earlier, a few tracks was already ready from back.
From years past,
Yeah. But as soon as we start recording this album, I think it took us like 1 year, 1.5 years, something like that. And of course, again with the whole mixing and mastering processing, I think
yeah.
took like 2 years max.
Yes, yeah. It's a labor of love. So having two vocalists, the studies with the lyric writing, do you both do the lyrics or how's the process for writing the lyrics?
So when we were recording this album, we had someone else in the screaming department, and the previous member is also like a very creative guy, comes up with a lot of vocals, comes up with a lot of lyrics. So it was pretty much, something in between us where, one of us would be more inclined towards the track than the other one, and they would write, their parts, and then we would like check it together. And there was really no ego about it because there weren't a lot of moments where we clashed, where we wanted something different on the same part. Something worked, and we were both like, okay, this checks out. Um, like for example, "Better Alone" is one of the oldest tracks I've heard from this record, and the moment I heard it, I could just I literally came up with 90% of the vocals. Like it was just a verse that we were had to rework again and again. The chorus I just came up with like completely on the spot, and everyone was like, "Yeah, that's it. Like that fits really well." But then there are other tracks that really torture you until you figure out something that everyone agrees on. Um, that person left during the making of this record, so Apostolis, who's the screamer, basically has pretty much performed stuff that's already there. But right now we're working on other songs, and we also have a very similar collaboration where we are assigned different tracks in between us, and we don't really clash a lot. Like it's very obvious that this goes here, this goes there, and it's not like we also exclusive. Like I write screaming parts, and he writes singing parts that like the other one performs, and we still manage to find that very cohesive relationship.
Yeah, and I think it sounds well that you have both the clean vocals and the scream vocals because it gives it a like a I don't know like a yin and yang thing. So you're already working on your music because it makes sense because these songs they may be new to people, but they're old to you. So you're working on new stuff. Like, what direction are you guys taking this I say sound?
Oof, tough question. Okay, as I said, we have many influences from many genres. The new stuff has influences from, of course, EDM and techno, but with, let's say, a more hyperpop style.
Mhm.
And we have the emo element. How can I say it? I mean, the emo style is there, you
The
know.
emo sensitivity, yeah, like in the vocals.
Yeah, in the vocals and the music and everything.
Yeah.
Um, the next album basically it's multi-genre. Can I say that? I mean, yeah, it
It's for
has so
what?
many mm,
Multi-genre, a lot of
Multi-genre.
genres.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. It has so many influences, so many genres. Yeah, it's it's difficult to describe it, basically.
Yeah. Sounds good. So, you guys have been busy. So, let me show the artwork of the current album that you're going to drop December the 4th. So, here's the artwork. So, we can, talk about this artwork. Tell me, what did you want to convey with this artwork? I like the color purple with the blue.
Yeah, actually I like those colors too. And when we were discussing about the artwork, we didn't have any idea, that we want to do that. But I think that we gave the track to an artist, actually a tattoo artist, and he came up with that, and we like it. I mean, yeah, it was very straightforward process.
Yeah. What's the name of the tattoo artist?
Uh, it's something different. I think it's ISYN, something like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it's pretty. I know it's supposed to be a human of some sort, but it has like that like a futuristic Japanese anime type of style to it.
Yeah. Yeah, actually,
Yeah,
that's true. Yes, that is.
I think I said. I think its appeal is, it's our first record. It's has the same name as our band, and usually, at least in our scene, when we come up with covers, they're very extravagant. They're describing like we have previous covers that are like this for our singles. They
Oh
are
yeah, I saw
very
them. Yeah.
yeah, they're very graphic. They describe a story, and I think what we went for here is something very simple. Like how kind of like the Black Album is. This is like a
But the Black
very
Album, that's the most simple of the simplest.
yeah. This is like a very there's a person there that is not very defined because you can put yourself in their position and imagine these songs are about you. It's kind of like going for that vibe, the very simple, uncomplicated, inviting tone.
And people can call it like the blue purple album.
Yeah,
Gives
maybe
the
that would
yeah
be cool.
yeah. So yeah, I think it's a cool album artwork, and I think it really goes with the music because it also looks modern. which I think it's the vibe that you were going for. So yeah, it's a cool album artwork. From this album that you're going to release, does like anyone have like a favorite track, and why it's your favorite track?
Nico.
Mine is mine is FMLT. It's heavier and quicker one actually. The BPM is 190, I think. So I really love it. It's fast paced, really good breakdown. So I really love it.
Yeah. What about you, uh, Statis? Which one's your favorite?
Uh, my favorite is probably Swan because I'm the emo guy. I'm always go for those sort of tracks. Um, but I also really like the opening track, The Changeling. I feel like it's a perfect intro to the album. It's a perfect intro to like our new era. Kind of not letting go of our past tracks, but showing a new identity. And it's kind of similar to Sleep Token, which is by far my favorite band right now, these past few years.
Their last album was pretty great. I actually reviewed it on the channel. I tried to do it as an ASMR style video.
I have to check that out.
I put that, and I'm like, sleep. I was actually like making fun of those videos because sometimes you see those videos and they're just like tapping or eating. I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, Sleep Token, yeah, that's a great band. And plus, that's another genre band that fuses a lot of genres. So
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. So what about you, Stamatis? Which one's your favorite?
Okay, let me think.
They are all his
Well,
children.
yeah, yeah, actually that's true, but I think Changeling, it's a very good track because it has that heavy riff, but at the same time has a very smooth and emotional verse, uh, and also has a very strong breakdown. Probably I would say Swan because it's the most emotional of the whole album. Like Stathis said, it's our emo kid.
Yeah.
I don't mean Stathis, kid. I mean the track.
No, I got it.
Yeah. And probably Impetus because it's the track that has those techno synthesizers, those techno, keys and pads here and
And
there.
we know you like to go to the club.
Yeah.
If I
So
go to
yeah,
Greece, I'll see Stamatis in the club.
yeah, probably not. I'm a guy that loves to stay home and play PlayStation and
Oh,
things
okay.
like that.
I haven't played PlayStation in a long time.
Really? Okay.
I got kids,
Um,
man.
okay. Yeah, so yeah, probably I would say those three tracks: Changeling, Impetus, and Swan.
Yeah, awesome. So the album's going to be out Wednesday, December the 4th. Uh, what plans do you have for the release? I know obviously Static is in New York, but do you have some shows sometime this year or maybe early next year?
Actually, yeah, we have two scheduled shows in Athens and Thessaloniki, here in Greece, on 20 and 21 of December.
Nice.
And we are discussing right now to book a live show in Sofia, in Bulgaria. Um, mm, yeah, that's all for now. And always we have this, conversation to travel to New York to to play a few shows there, and I hope to do that some, day.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
so you have a few
I
shows.
mean, stuff is there, so basically,
Yes,
maybe
you can.
it's easier compared to other bands from Europe to go to
Yeah.
New York because we have a guy there, you know.
Yeah. Weekend at Statis. That will be the name of the tour.
Is that a Weekend at Bernie's reference?
Yes, I'm
Nice.
old.
Yeah, me too. You could play a show in Puerto Rico if you're down.
Hey, Puerto Ricans and Greeks have a lot in common. We both
I know.
love food and we're both loud. So
Yeah.
so yeah, it would be fun. So yeah, so the album when you release it, is it going to be only like a digital version or what are the plans for that?
We are gonna have, of course, a physical copy, a
Okay.
CD. Um, we are not gonna print a vinyl. Did I say it correctly?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
print.
Fine.
We're
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
going to
okay,
print vinyl.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, vinyl. Okay. At least for now. Yeah, only a CD.
Where can they people who want to buy the music? Is it Bandcamp or do you have like a website for the band?
Just a Bandcamp for
The
now,
Bandcamp.
or person, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I'll post the Bandcamp of the band for people who want to get that. And yeah, I could see you. I've interviewed a few bands that you guys could easily tour with. Like I interviewed a band, maybe you know them from England called Cabin Boy Jump Ship, which is basically like a
Yeah.
modern metalcore type of
Yeah.
band. Uh, so that style, like Enter Chicari, that type of styles, like mesh well with the band. But maybe an emo band since Statis loves emo bands. I love
This
them too. Yeah.
Enter
Ah,
Shikari.
you have the Enter Shikari. See, yeah,
I love the
yeah,
band. I love the band. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So Enter Shikari, if you're watching, take Saisei, take them with you. You open a
I have
show. So
I have a very strong feeling we'll one day open for Enzo Shikari.
hey, if you dream it, it will happen. Like the
Yeah.
first, you have to believe it to be true first. Like, you never know. Hey, I started a YouTube channel and I had like no subscribers, and now I'm talking to bands from all over the world. So you never know. If you dream big, it will happen. So yeah, we're almost at the end of the year. So usually I like to ask people like, what are their favorite albums this year that you are spinning a lot?
Hmm.
Who wants to go first?
Um, Nikos, go ahead.
Um, so it's the band is called Dalt. I don't know if it's the if I pronounce it right, but I think it's Alt, which is a Swedish prog metalcore band. The sound is just it's just so unique. It's produced by Buster Oderholm. He's playing in Viljarta and Humanity's Last Breath. It's just my main
Great band, yeah.
yeah main album for the year. All just listening to it all the time.
Yeah, cool, man.
Yeah, yeah.
What about you, Statis?
My favorite album this year is from a band I've loved a long time called Rainbow Kitten Surprise. They used to be like a sort of classic rock band. They're really huge in New York. They're from North Carolina, and they did kind of a switch this year. They like went a little more poppy. And usually people hate when bands do that. I love it. They've released this album with 18 tracks, and they're all like extremely catchy. Other than that, I'm more into like my favorite genre is prog rock, prog metal. And there's this other band I've been a huge fan of, probably the band I've seen most times live. They're called Bent Knee. They released
Oh,
an
I saw
album.
them. I saw them
Yeah,
live. Yeah.
yeah, weren't they incredible?
Yeah, I saw them. It was a show that this was a show that it was Haken and Lepros, and Bethany
Yeah,
was
yeah,
the
yeah.
opener. I didn't know them at the time, but I saw them. I think their singers are female,
Yes,
and yeah, they were really good. Yeah.
yeah. This is their album they came up with this year. It's called 20 Pills Without Water.
I
I
didn't
love
know
how
they
I'm
had a new album. I'll have to check that one out.
I love how I'm promoting this over our own album. There's another artist, Lewis Cole, who's great. He plays in Nowhere and Clowncore, if you've heard of these bands. He released an amazing album called Nothing. He's like a jazz. He's Jacob Collier. Have you ever
Yeah,
heard of
that
that guy?
that
He
that
he's
name
kind
rings
of
a
like
bell.
that. He's kind of like that, but he more focuses on the songs being like good. And there's another band that's very similar to Bent Knee from Norway called Meer, like Meer. They released
I've listened to them. Yeah,
an amazing album called Wheels Within Wheels, I think. Those are probably my favorite albums this year.
and Saisei.
And Saisei, yeah.
So people feel like you're obviously promoting your band's album as
Yeah.
well. So what about you, Stamatis?
Um, okay. I would say Post-Human, Next Gen from Bring the Horizon.
That's
I
an
think,
interesting one. Yeah.
yeah, actually, I think it's my go-to album from this year. It has so many influences and so many elements there. It's actually, yeah, like us. Can I say that? Yeah, actually, it's a very nice album. Let me think. Yeah, actually, I listened to that yesterday or the day before. The new album from Poppy. Have you?
Oh, that
Yeah,
I have that. I love that album.
yeah.
Negative
Actually,
Spaces. Yeah. Mhm.
yeah, yeah. Actually, it's a very, very nice album. And actually, it's produced from Jordan Fizz, the
It
previous
is.
member
Yeah.
of Bring the
Jordan
Horizon.
Fish.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, those two, those two.
Also, Linkin Park's album was very good, I must say.
oh, I
I,
I disagree with you
I said
there,
that on
man.
purpose, you know. I'm going to see your
Yeah.
expression or your reaction.
I covered that one on my Is It That Bad series.
That's
I'm
why.
sorry.
That's why. That's why I said it.
That one gets a thumbs down for me, the Linkin Park one. But I'm glad
Yeah.
you enjoyed it, man. Yeah, so everyone has some different tastes. So yeah, so people, the Saisei album is going to be out December the 4th. I'll post the link for people who want to get that. So before I let you guys go, anything you like to say to the fans before we go?
Staffis, Migos.
um,
Go,
you
go,
want to go?
Staffy.
You want to go ahead? To the fans. Well, there are like a million albums out there, but if you want to support the best one, you should listen to ours. We are
That's a
Saisei.
good one.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, so everyone agrees. Yeah. So yeah, guys, thank you for, taking some time from New York, Greece, and Puerto Rico on the call here today. So yeah, people, if you like modern metalcore with all the influences that we talk, give I say a listen. I'm gonna post the video for the one that they go punk, which is a cool looking music video, so you can get a chance to hear the band. So until next time, couchers, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on a Couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.